So, how do we effectively manage and keep kids or optimize the time that our kids spend on these digital devices without causing too much of stress on them? So, we have with us Neha Modi, who's going to share her insights about how we can achieve this. So Neha has been in the training realm for about 14 years now. She is a mental health counselor, parenting coach, relationship coach, and she also teaches on time management, goal setting, and a lot of other things. But predominantly, I think she works in the areas of mental health coaching as well as relationship coaching. Over to you, Neha. Looking forward to learn from you.
Thank you so much, Suresh. That was really nice to hear from you. I welcome all of you all here, and thank you for having me here, Kirti, Lakshmi, Suresh, everyone. So, as Suresh had said, I am Neha Karya Modi. I am a mental health professional since 14 years now, and he has very well introduced me, so I don't think I need to introduce myself again. So, today we all are here for Digital Detox to Make Dynamic Kids webinar. Before we begin, there is a small game which I would like to start with, but for that, the condition is we will have to all come on the video. Okay, so it's a very wonderful game, a very interesting game, which we are going to start with. But as I said, the condition is we all need to be on the video, so it will be super fun. Okay, so I can see Lakshmikant on the video already. Thank you so much, Lakshmikant, for that. It's
I think
completely fine. You can come, switch on your videos and come. That's completely okay. You don't need to look good or you don't need to groom yourself up to come. It's completely fine. You're most welcome in this space. Just be yourself. Okay, let us begin with whoever we are right now. So the game is I'm going to throw a ball, a virtual ball. This is the ball. I will take a name. Whoever is on the video, I will take the name. Whoever is not on the video, obviously I will not be able to see, so I will not take their names. And people who are interested and would like to join, they can switch on the video and join us. So the game is, oh, thank you, Senthil. So this is the ball that I'm having. I will take somebody's name who is on the video and I will throw the ball at that person. And as physically we have the ball and we catch it, similarly you have to catch it, but resize the ball then. You can make it a tennis ball, you can make it a cricket ball, you can make it a football or whichever ball you prefer, and then throw back to somebody else, whoever is on the video. The game is clear? Whoever is on the video can just thumbs up and respond me, please. Great.
Okay.
Thanks. Thank you, Ajoy. Nice to see you.
Okay, I think I missed last maybe
No
couple of
problem.
sentences.
I will explain again. No problem. So we were just beginning with a game, which says that we have to throw the ball. I have a virtual ball with me, so I will say somebody's name. Say for example your name Ajoy, and I'm throwing a ball to you. So when I'm throwing a ball, you have to catch the ball. Okay, and you have to then resize the ball and throw it back to somebody who is on the video. Yes, clear, Ajoy?
Yeah,
So shall we begin? Yeah,
sure.
thumbs up. Ready? I can't see your thumbs up. Yes, great. Okay, so here we begin. I have a ball and I'm throwing it to Suresh. Catch. Okay, resize, and let's do it faster. Suresh, you have to take name. Unmute yourself. Please, everyone, unmute yourself. Let's hear the noise.
Sorry, Lakshmikant.
Yes. Wow, that was nice. Lakshmi, can take the name. Ajoy. It was for you.
Sandil.
Resize the ball. Resize the ball.
Back to you, Neha. Okay, Lakshmi.
Okay, what was that? For Lakshmi or for me?
Yeah, actually, Lakshmi was, you were there, and then Lakshmi came up.
Suddenly Lakshmi appeared. Okay.
Yeah, new place.
Okay. That's nice. Okay, Lakshmi, that was for you. Take the
Okay.
ball, resize it, and throw it to somebody else.
Okay. Ajay.
My God.
Anyone
Suresh.
would like to come on the video? Please start.
Suresh.
Neha.
Oh, that was really big. Okay, so now I have a small tennis ball with me, and that goes to Senthil.
I'm
Great.
making it a basketball and just putting back to Lakshmikant.
Oh, wonderful. I love the way you catch.
Suresh.
Very true.
Suresh, that was for you. You missed it.
Oh, sorry.
Or it reached late.
Yeah, I'm throwing to you, Lakshmi.
Great.
Lakshmi.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Let's hear applause for all of us. Thank you. Okay, so let us begin today's session. I'll be sharing the screen. Any idea what do we mean by digital detox? Can I hear from you all? What do we mean by detox or digital detox? We are talking about digital detox for children to create a dynamic, to make dynamic kids by detoxing the digital from them. So any idea about what is digital detox all about? So it is going to be interactive. Okay, the session is going to be interactive. Definitely the information, the knowledge sharing is going to be there, but if it is more interactive, it will be more fun and more learning, right? So yes, anyone, whoever doesn't want to come on the video is also absolutely okay, but try and interact. Yes.
My sense, Neha, my sense is that detox, of course, means cleansing.
Hmm.
So purification and digital detox would be optimizing the use of digital tools which are available to us. That's what my first thought is on this topic.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your view, Lakshmikant. Anyone else? Yes, would you like to try something? You're thinking really hard. It's okay, there is no rights and wrongs. Completely fine. You're most welcome. I can't hear you.
So like detox basically like what we do to ourselves body, same kind of thing for childrens, like who continuously watch and like give some kind of rest to them from the digital electronics equipment, whatever like we give to them, and like make shift their minds towards some other things and like
Beautiful.
on like physical activity or something like that. I mean.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing your views. Okay, so I would like to share my screen now, and so this is the view that we are seeing currently, right? There are so many people who come together, even if it is we adults or even if it is kids these days, we often see them either playing the digital games or either busy into their own apps which they use often, right? So this is the present scenario that we see, right? So we are here for something which talks about, let's first understand these digital world apps that we usually have seen, so whatever is displayed here and whatever is not displayed here, there are some apps which we normally use every day, like 8 to 10 times to be very precise. We have this habit of checking them again and again. We can't, it's sort of a compulsion, that we create on ourselves, that we keep on switching it on and checking it and keeping it back. So out of these apps or any apps, which is that one app? Question to yourself. We are talking right now for the workshop is definitely for children, but as parents or as guardians, as adults, there are many things which we need to understand and apply in our lives too. Because if we do not follow it, definitely we are not going to train our children or people who are below our age to handle the situations, right? Agree, disagree? Agree, disagree? Yeah, thanks. I'll keep needing this feedback, guys. Yeah. Okay, So which is that one app? Anybody can unmute. Whoever is on the video, not on the video, absolutely okay. Give me the feedback that which is that one app which you use regularly, probably 8 to 10 times a day also. And there is no rights and wrongs. As I said, we all are probably at the same stage right now. So let's learn together. Yeah.
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you. What else? Anything else?
Instagram.
Instagram, yes.
Facebook.
Facebook, absolutely.
YouTube.
YouTube, right? Okay.
Zoom also. Zoom app.
Yeah. Zoom also, absolutely. So let's question ourselves. How do I feel when I'm busy in this digital world? Let us ask that. How do you feel when you are busy in this digital world? How do you feel when you are again and again checking on the WhatsApp, or you're checking on the YouTube, or Instagram, Facebook? How do we feel personally? Let's question ourselves. When I'm busy into this digital world, how do I feel?
Neha, I think it depends on what we are watching, okay,
Hmm.
to a large extent.
Hmm.
But having said that, when we watch for a long period or when we are frequently checking, we feel a bit exhausted by the end of it.
Great. So we feel exhausted, and also definitely it matters what we are watching. I completely agree. Thank you so much, Suresh, for sharing it. Anybody else? Let's question ourselves. How do I feel? It's about me. It's not about how others feel, or how my children feel, how my wife feels, how my spouse feels. It's about me. How do I feel? I feel exhausted. Do I procrastinate a lot of other productive things which are needed to be done? Do I follow my routine, or do I engross into the stuff because of which I leave the things which are really, really important? What do I do? Let's question ourselves. So you do not need to answer me. Just question yourself, right? Then, how do I keep myself busy into this digital space? So somebody said, I think Lakshmi said Zoom. So these days, because of the pandemic, we are seeing that yes, Zoom is something which is, for people like me, trainers, it's like my bread and butter. I can't function without that now. I can't connect with people without Zoom. Even in offices, people are working now constantly, day in and out, online, right? So it is something which is very, very essential. Okay. Then, how is it helping or not helping? Let's question, and let's, if anybody is comfortable, uh, definitely please, I would request you to open up and talk about it. How is it helping you?
It helps me, stay informed to a large extent.
Okay, yes, it helps us to stay informed, to stay connected,
Communication for me. It helps me communicate with my people.
right? Thank you. It helps us to communicate with people, right? Is there anything that it doesn't help us with?
Yeah, most of the time, sometimes get distracted.
Hmm.
Always get this
Right.
tendency to
Hmm.
pick that notification and check.
Hmm.
Not always,
Right. Right.
but yeah, we
But
tend
yeah,
to.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, right. So maybe if we actually keep a count, there are a lot of hours that we are sometimes wasting on things like Instagram, things like Facebook, WhatsApp, forwards, reading things which are not really meaningful. Great. Thank you so much for sharing your views. So why are we doing this? Because it is important for us to first reflect what we are doing. Okay, let's move. So the question is, do I need this digital detox? Do we really need it? So yes, you need it if you feel that you are the person who doesn't leave house without your phone ever. Even if you're going on just a normal walk, even if you're going just to buy something downstairs, even in those times you feel that, oh, I'm missing something if I'm not taking my phone along, right? If you are compelled, see, when we are working and we are checking on the phones for the meetings purpose, it's okay, it's a different matter. But when we are constantly checking without any particular reason, then definitely we need to understand that this system is killing us. This system is slowly, sort of making us handicapped with the dependency which it is creating. Okay, there are people whom we see that they can't eat. They are constantly while on the phone. They are constantly eating and on the phone constantly, right? uh, Often we have seen that people are feeling very anxious, depressed. I send the notification, I've posted something, they feel compelled to check the comments, the likes. So these are the reasons why we feel that, and when we feel that we are extremely obsessed, we just can't. Instagram, for example, it has something which is now coming up in youngsters. Also, we seeing people, in very tender age are also getting into this. So that's the time when we feel that yes, this detox is extremely important. Any moment you feel to discuss anything, ask anything, kindly stop me. Yeah. So I'm moving further.
Probably I would
Yes,
like
Rupesh.
to add, yeah, I would like to add one more point here. Like, because of the digital tools, many times it started affecting our physical health. Our
Hmm.
sleep patterns, or sometimes because of the whole of mobile devices, you have that eye strain, sometimes headache. So I think that could be another reason why we require digital.
Yes. Definitely, yes. Absolutely, it is, Rupesh. Thank you for adding that. Right. So as you very well said, there are some reasons, there are some places where it is really affecting us. So where is it affecting? It affects us physically. Okay. How is it affecting? Sometimes when we feel that we can go out and take a walk or enjoy the scenarios, enjoy the beauty outside, we are not doing it. Or we are so much into depression, we are so much into comparison constant that we feel depressed. We often feel that, oh, I am not capable, or I am not really doing up to the mark as others are doing, while constant comparison is there. So it affects our physical health, emotional health. Digitally it affects us because we are all the time under the risk. There are news that we are hearing that cyber crimes are happening. So in that way it is affecting us as well. Our privacy is being affected, and family and peers, the roles, the value system of entire family is changing. So these are the places where it is affecting us, right? So this is something which we all need to learn. We all know that yes, it is affecting. So now what? So now the point is that we have to learn to balance it. So here we can see a lady and a man, whoever it is, the friend, the spouse, the brother, the son, whoever we can name it as, whatever relationship they share, that's not important. But what we are seeing is, even if we go with our friends or we go anywhere with our relatives, what we see here is this: one person is waiting to talk, but the other person is listening probably, but the attention is completely on the phone or somewhere else. So the person is trying to say that, can I take your phone and strap it on my forehead so that I feel that you're actually looking at me? So the actual feel of being with somebody is lost. The connection is completely going away. So that's the reason we need to understand to balance. I'm not saying that digital world is bad. No one is saying that. But yes, we definitely need to balance it. Considering the pandemic, we have seen that since last year, virtual is the only mode where we all are connected to each other. So yes, it is not bad, but definitely balancing it is very, very essential. Okay. So how do we start? As I said earlier, before some time before I began the session, when I began the session, that is, it all starts with me. Because as an adult, if I am the person who has never ever thought of bringing in that self control inside, if I have never tried it by myself, and if I tell my children, or if I tell my friends' children, or anybody else around who are of that age, that beta, you should not use so much phone or so much laptop, your eyes will spoil, it's going to affect you, then definitely nobody's going to listen to me. In fact, they're going to question me that, do you do so? And as languages, we have not actually taught our children how to speak in our mother tongue. They have adopted it from the way we talk. Some behaviors they have adopted. Similarly, such behaviors also needs to be started by us. We have to model it. We have to display. We have to show by self-control, by regulating our own habits of using digital so much, right? So we have to set some rules. So yeah, when I start following some rules and when I set some rules for using the digital media, be it laptop, phone, TV, whatever, if I am setting these rules for myself, if I am following it, then I have the rights to tell others that yes, this is the way that I have done it, and you can also definitely try it. Okay, I can show others, I can display others through my behavior that how is it helping me when I am moving out, when I'm keep having that self regulation, when I'm having that self control, how is it helping me? And so similarly people will feel the need to adapt it. Any comments, anything to add, anything to question? I'm just taking a pause here just to check how is it going for all, because I can't really see all of you all since I'm sharing the screen. So kindly unmute and give me your feedback. How is it helping? Any question, any doubts? We are still having a lot of slides ahead. We're still going to discuss how to help children with it and what are the ways to do it. We're still going further. But until here, anything to discuss, anything to ask? Okay, so there are some reasons why we need to put our phone down. As you can see very well here, anybody who would like to add anything apart from this is most welcome. So we are seeing people sleeping with the phones, getting up with the phones. Side mein, baju mein, we have our friend, partner, we have our spouse, we have our children, but we don't get up with them. We get up with our phones. That also happens. Even our kids, they sleep with their phones, they get up with their phones. This is a very, very common thing which is happening, right? So it is affecting lot many things, lot many areas as we discussed earlier, and we are going to discuss further as well. The question is, for how long should I not use the phone or the digital space? For how long? So it's up to us. Let's start from small. When we set huge goals for ourselves, it's going to be complete failure. So we can start with 30 minutes, only half an hour. Decide a particular time of the day when you feel that, oh, relatively I do not have so much work, or maybe Saturday or maybe Sunday when you are on off. 30 minutes a day, I will not use any sort of digital media, any digital uh, device. Okay, that's a rule. That we have to start with. So 30 minutes, 2 hours, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, it's up to us. So this is a mindful digital detox challenge that we can take for ourselves. Okay, where first initially we have always seen that there are lot many apps on our laptop or on phone, which are actually some which we don't even use sometimes. We are subscribed to lot many emails, lot many places which are not usable now. So we can either delete them. Okay, so slowly and gradually, it's called decluttering. The way we clean our cupboards after some months to see which are the things that we are using, which are the things we are not using, and we discard them. Similarly, we can do it here, right? So Mondays we can do that. Tuesdays you can look at your phone after lunchtime only, and not immediately after you wake up. You can follow this. Next, Wednesday says that we normally sleep with our phone, and sometimes we give the reason excuse to ourselves that, oh, I'm keeping the phone for the charging in the bedroom, so I keep hearing to the beeps and I then have the compulsion to go and check it. So again, what we can do is charge your phone at night anywhere but away from where you are sleeping. Keep the phone away. Okay, so what else you can do is, apart from that, write a letter, love note or postcard to a friend or a loved one. So whenever, see, psychologically it is proven, one activity we remove from our mind, we can't do. If I ask you to not think about purple elephant, you will think about purple elephant. But when I replace the purple elephant and tell you that think about pink elephant, you will think about pink elephant. What I'm trying to say is that when I am removing one activity, when I am not checking WhatsApp for from 4 to 5, then what is it that I have to do? I have to replace that with some other activity, Okay, so anything that you enjoy doing, going out, socializing with people, engaged into your hobbies, we'll see things ahead. So this is a challenge which you can give to yourself. So this is the research which has been done, which says that there are children of such young age, such tender ages, right from 3 years onwards, we are seeing up to 15 years who have their own private personal devices. They have the liberty to check their phones how many ever time they want. They can connect to their friends. They can watch videos. They can play games for around 8 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours in a day, which is something which definitely is really, really not healthy, right? So, what are the negative effects? Okay, before we begin on negative effects on children, let me hear you all. What are the negative effects on children, according to you? You can even send
Not
me on the chat.
not able to focus much.
Not able to focus much. Absolutely, Ajoy. Thank you. I would like to hear people.
No, it's addictive, and they generally tend to keep away from physical activities as a result of getting addicted to the smartphones, particularly.
Yeah, so addiction is something which is happening because of which they don't get engaged into physical activities also, right? Thank you.
Mostly due to this pandemic, parents not allowing go to with a, I mean, they are not allowing to go to outside. That's why
Hmm.
they are addicting,
Hmm. Right.
and they are not spending time with the parents. I mean, children's parents not
Hmm.
spending time.
Parents not spending time. Okay. So because of that, they are getting addicted. Okay. So that's the reason. Okay. And how is it impacting them? What are the negative effects of extreme digital usage? Thanks, Lakshmi, for sharing.
Mostly, every time they need the mobiles, laptops or laptops,
Right.
etc., etc.,
Right.
and they want only games. They will addict only. They want to play games only. They don't want to study.
Right.
They
Absolutely.
will get health. Children's health may be affected.
Right. Right. So my question to all of you here is: do we feel that somewhere we are responsible for this? Does anybody feel that I am responsible uh, for whatever is happening to my child or right now or today? Does anybody feel that?
Yes, because that's our kid at the end of the day. So we allow them to watch or like maybe to spend some personal time or like we are busy with our work and like we give them the device sometime. Mostly I see in younger people like younger toddlers without mobile they don't eat. So to make them it we give it
Right.
so that they stay healthy. That's one of the reason.
Thank you so much
That's
for sharing this, Santu. It's absolutely something which is very, very, very common these days. Child is seeing the phone or seeing Google or YouTube, and the mother is or the father is feeding the baby, and we feel that, oh wow, my child is eating well, and he or she is going to be healthy now. Great, that's something that's happening. But so yes, we are responsible to a very great extent. Just to give you some examples, I have a 8-year-old child, and what happens is we often as parents feel that बच्चा है वो समझेगा नहीं. If I explain my child something, my child is not going to listen. My child is not going to really understand. Do we feel that as parents? इसीलिए अगर मुझे काम है तो वो नहीं समझेगा, इसीलिए आई गिव द फोन द डिवाइस to the child so the child can see, or if the person is not eating, I will handle the phone or the tablet and feel that वो नहीं समझेगा, it's better that I keep the बच्चा involved into something else, right? So we all feel that our child is really not intelligent, but the fact is our children are really intelligent. When we explain our children, like my child when he was 4 years old, I had I discontinued working. I'm a psychologist and I had discontinued working. I was completely home. till he was 4 years old. The moment he turned 4, I decided to move out. Being a mother, yes, it was a very big decision for me, a very huge step. Okay, I sat with my child and I explained him that what his mom does. I told him that I am a psychologist and this is how I work with people. I had people who were giving me feedback that you are stupid to tell your child so many things at such a young age. But trust me, he understood. He did not throw any tantrum and he helped me to move out of the house. Yes, the support at home front from your partner is definitely needed at that time. It is also needed. But when you explain things to your children, it counts. I hope we all remember that the generation that we are at right now, we have grown without tablets, without phones. We have ate well. But yes, there were grandmothers, there were mothers who invested their times on stories, on showing things outside the window, which perhaps we are not giving. So yes, we are responsible, and that's the precise reason why we need to imbibe all these suggestions first, right? Any question, any point of time, please stop me. So how is it helping? I mean, how is it affecting us? The children, they are growing impatient. They immediately want the things instantly. The instant gratification is something which they want all the time. They're really frustrated because they want the phone all the time. They want to play the games all the time, right? They are disconnected from the real world. When they meet their cousins, when they meet their friends, when they are with their relatives, the adults, the cousins, they do not know how to behave because they have not seen people really. They are seeing people virtually. They are disconnected from self and family, disoriented. They are sleep deprived. So this is all problems that we are seeing, right? So when we talk about physical games, so now these days we are seeing children playing games which are digital. Okay, apart from physical games. Yes, you are right. When Lakshmi said that in pandemic we are not allowing our children to go down and play with other kids. I agree. But at home we have board games. Do we ever play with them? Do we ever invest the time to play cards, to play board games, have role playing in the sense where the child becomes mother, father becomes mother, mother plays the role of a father, and we are acting it out. What will happen when we do that? Has anybody done that, or would anybody like to understand what it is?
Well,
I
we
am
have played
talk-
we have played a lot of board games during
right,
this lockdown pandemic, but
right.
not so much of the role play which you are referring
Right, right. Thanks, Lakshmikant. So, role playing is also something which is very interesting and which is extremely helpful to children. What will happen is they will understand each other, we will understand each other's point of view. So, it's not only a child who has to understand us as parents that why we deny on certain things, but as parents, when we hear our kid behaving like us, talking like us, somewhere we understand, we take a pause and we reflect that, oh, do I really use such harsh tone with my child? Do I actually use these words with my child? As a child, it's really sad, or it's really hard to take these things from my parents. So it somewhere creates that bond with our children. We understand them better. They become more empathetic. They become more caring, and we also have the same feelings towards them, and the bond builds. So later on in their adolescence, in their teenage, when we say that, oh, my child does not listen to me, forget about adolescence, forget about teenage. When the child starts turning 7, 8, 9, we have these complaints that my child does not listen to me because the bond is created with digital space, not with me, right? So what happens when they are physically playing games as compared to the digital games? It is the research which says that the brain size increases by 67% when they are engaged physically as compared to digitally, right? So yes, it is good to have gadgets. It is very nice that we can afford gadgets for them. But unfortunately, these gadgets are also harming them. We can invest money, but we need to invest time. That's more healthier for them and for our relationship with them, right? So how does it help children when they are physically involved? It builds their attitude of adjustments. When we are engaged physically with people, what happens is we learn their skills, language skills. We learn to adjust with people. We learn to let go of certain things. We learn to understand each other, right? We learn to compromise. We learn to say yes, we learn to say no. This is what we are learning. And this is what children are also learning. So role playing also does this, right? So yes, they become smarter, their learning becomes better, their memory increases, their IQ is really high. They have divergent thinking in the sense that they can think out of the box because they hear others, they have solutions. So that's why it is very essential. So I have mentioned here pretend play. Pretend play is something which I was talking about. Like suppose if a child says that, oh, I want to become a conductor today, and you all become the passengers. This house, this room, or this bed is the bus or is a train. I'm a driver. So this is called pretend play. Okay. So that's also something that we can engage our children into. What do we do when digital world is not there? These are the things that I'm talking about right now that we can adapt, we can follow, we can implement. Pretend play. I remember my son when he was 5 years old, almost, or 3.5 years old. We had 6 chairs in our house, and one after the other, he arranged all the chairs and he made it into a train. The first chair was the engine, and one after the other chairs, he said that these are the compartments. He made his grandparents, he made the parents, all of us sit, and he was at the driver's end, and he used to just pretend that, oh, he's a driver, and it was just 20 minutes, half an hour time where he enjoyed, and we all enjoyed with him, right? So this creates that bond, and he understands that there is something out of this digital world as well. So yes, better vocabulary, greater impulse control. When I'm playing digitally, I am constantly having that anxiety, constantly having that stress of winning. There are some stimulus that keeps coming, and I have to keep hitting, or I have to keep rushing here and there in the digital games. So that's constantly giving that exposure to my brain, which is not letting me rest. I'm constantly training my mind in the digital game to be all the time under stress, which is not happening physically. So yes, when we are playing games with our friends, we learn to follow rules. Even when we are playing at home, the board games, as you mentioned, Lakshmikant, and many others, I'm sure we all are playing that. Hide and seek, we play at home. We can do that, right? We can play the dog and the bone. It requires small space. We don't need to have lavish houses for that, right? So they learn to cope with struggles, better health, prepares for better social roles. They understand that when I'm having that role play or pretend play, I understand that yes, as a teacher, I need to behave this way. Yes, as an elder brother, I need to behave this way. Right? So I share better relationships when I am physically engaged into games. So there are some side effects of this digital detox. We have often heard side effects of negative things, but here there are side effects, positive side effects of digital detox. They are called more free time. We will often see that if we limit our time of using mobile or seeing phones or seeing laptops, we will realize that, oh, I have a lot of free time. Actually, in a way, sometimes it happens. I'm getting bored. What do I do? Let me pick up my phone and check. Right. So it will happen that you will have more free time for yourself to plan your life, to plan your children's life, to have that quality time with your family, right? So there is increased productivity, enhanced awareness, higher self-esteem, better sleep, the relationship improves, right? And how do I do it? As we mentioned earlier, so we can do this by board games, age appropriate family discussions. I'm sure this concept is not very well used by many of us. Would anybody like to discuss on the second point which is mentioned here, age appropriate family discussions?
Can I?
Yes, please, Lakshmi.
Yeah, so we have these discussions. We are raising a teenager, and the pandemic has been a boon in a way because every evening we get together as a family and we read books together, and then also we discuss some aspects of his life which he's going through as a teenager with his friends, or perhaps talk about an aspect from our office life with him, which gives him some insights. And of course, I do carve out a time with him when I'm talking to him about financial well-being and other stuff. Does that answer?
Lovely, Lakshmi ma'am. It absolutely answers. And that's exactly what I wanted to say, that as per our age, as per children's age, it's very important that we have some healthy discussions. We've often seen in lunch times or at dinner times, we have TV which is switched on, which is a very common scenario at most of the houses. So we can use this time one day. I'm not asking every day, but one day, one time at least, either lunch or either dinner time, switching off the TV and getting engaged into the discussions which exactly what Lakshmikant said right now. Age appropriate discussions when the child is young, what's happening around, our childhood stories that we can talk about, some mistakes that we committed and how we overcome them. So this will give them the ideas of how to deal with their problems which they are facing presently. Probably they will not openly tell us that, oh mama, oh papa, this is what I am facing right now. But our stories will help them to cope with it. So we can use this TV time with such discussions, right? So yes, we can have a reading corner at our house. Suppose if there is a bedroom or there is a hall, every day 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the evening, it's our reading time where we all three of us sit in that particular corner, and all of us choose our own books, choice of books. Whoever wants to read whatever, they can pick up that book, and 8 o'clock go and read the book for half an hour, 10 minutes, one page, two page, absolutely okay, and then share the learnings. What did I read today? What was the learning? What did my child read and what was the learning? What did my partner read and what was my partner's learning? This gives perspective. I'm thinking beyond. I'm helping my child to do that. But as I said earlier, it all starts with me first. If I am doing it, I can encourage my child to do it also. Right? We can also get engaged into some cleaning or cooking stuff, cooking together, which I'm sure in this, since last year, since pandemic has started, we all have really got engaged into various type of varieties of recipes that has come from our kitchens, right? So we can help each other by doing so. Sharing childhood stories, as I mentioned earlier, role playing, which I've already said, planting is also something which many people are getting engaged into, hobbies which we all have, and connecting through music. There is no particular way of dancing or enjoying or playing music, any music, and just dance. You don't need to be perfect at whatever you're doing. Show to your child that I am imperfect and I love myself. So love each other in the imperfections, right? So I end my today's session with this. I will stop sharing my screen, and I welcome any feedback, any view, any discussions, any questions. Yes, somebody has question.
Yeah,
Yes, Debosmita.
yeah.
Yeah, please.
Like we discussed regarding during feeding, showing all the detailed stuff. It has become a norm. It is. So, what is the alternative? Like there are like children who refuse to, have even a sufficient amount. Like forget the amount that we think sufficient. Even a little amount also for that they become dependent on some digital content for them to be distracted.
Right,
What
right,
is you suggest one of them?
right, right. So thank you firstly for asking this question. I would want to ask you one question before answering that. Who has formed this habit in the child? Who has formed it? We adult or the child his own self?
Be adult.
Right. So if we adult can do can form a habit, we can definitely be the reason to make them unlearn this habit very, very strongly, very, very firmly. The phone or any digital instrument that the child is using while eating, that has to be hidden. Hide it somewhere during the lunch or during the eating time. Hide it somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay?
but yeah.
And the alternate is start with the storytelling. Talk to the child in the baby language,
Mhm.
the way child will understand. Talk about your childhood stories. Show some flashcards.
Yes.
Okay, take the child near the window and show some birds. Show people walking on the street, right? So mostly talking and connecting to the child, singing a song to the child,
Correct.
taking back, replying back, waiting for the reply for the child back. Sometimes we get tired or we sometimes feel like giving up, rather than taking these efforts of saying a story or talking about ourselves or talking about how we used to do things. We feel that the child doesn't understand, but trust me, they understand. They are very intelligent. They will understand. Right? So try this.
Sure.
It will definitely work.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Thanks, Neha.
Yeah, most welcome.
Sandhya has a question.
Yes, Sandhya, please. Okay. So I read your question and correct me if I have misunderstood. So your question says that your kid has the habit of crying whenever we say no to anything. So that anything, I feel that you're talking in terms of the digital aspect. You're talking in terms of the usage of phone or tablet or anything. If you can unmute yourself, is what I understand from here is I would answer in that way. Okay. So when you are saying no, it has to be a firm no. But as I said earlier, it has to be replaced. Our mind will not accept no. If I say that do not, okay, phones, games, chocolates, he starts crying. So, okay, let the person cry. How many times the child will cry? We are scared as parents to let the child cry. The question to you is that simple. Let the child cry. And it has to be replaced. As I said, engage the child into the conversation, pick up the child, take the child near the window, your childhood stories, or talk about any story which you can think of at that point. Pick up the toys, start playing, start the role play. Oh, you are the mama, I am the baby, you feed me. Such plays that will definitely help. But as parent, we have to be very firm. When it is no, it is no. The message has to reach the child. Okay? I hope it answers you, Sandhya. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, fine. Thanks everyone. Thanks for the participation and thanks once again, Neha.
Thank you so much, Suresh. That was wonderful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Neha. Thank you, everyone. I shared WhatsApp group link in the chat box as well as a feedback link in the chat box. Please join our WhatsApp group and also please give us your valuable feedback in the Facebook link. Thank you.